Reading, First Year, Grade 11, English Book, KPK Textbook Board 2020. Please like and subscribe YouTube channel Sohail, Imdad, to get updates on time.
Unit number 5. It's Country for Me. Author Patricia DeMuth. It's Country for Me. By the end of the unit, the students will be able to analyze passages in the text to identify the theme/general subject, key ideal central thought, a statement about the general subject, and supporting details. Identify and recognize the functions of transitional devices used for coherence and cohesion at discourse level. Apply critical thinking to interact with text. Use intensive reading strategies while reading. 2. Scan to answer short questions. Make simple inferences using context of the text and PNR. Knowledge. Distinguish between what is clearly stated and what is implied. Use various reference sources to refine vocabulary for interpersonal, academic workplace situation including figurative, idiomatic and technical vocabulary. Apply rules for the use of a, and, the where applicable in speech and writing. About the author. Patricia DeMuth and her husband grew up in small towns in Iowa, where they had friends who were part of a family farm team. When they decided to write a book about rural America, they found a farm in Wisconsin to serve as a setting for their story. They took their young sons with them and lived in Wisconsin, where she wrote the book. Joel, Growing Up a Farm Man, which was awarded Best Children Book of 1982 by the Society of Midland Authors. It was 11:15 at night when Joel, reading in bed, heard his mother call up. "Joel, come and feed Lammy, will you?" She usually fed the orphaned lamb, but tonight, she had come home late from a meeting, and did not want to go to the barn, wearing good clothes. The family dog, Jessica, jumped up from the doorstep as Joel came outside. A pair of overalls pulled over his pajamas, the laces of his boots dangling loose. "Hey, Jess!" he greeted her, ruffling the dog's thick fur with one hand as they loped together to the barn. In his other hand, he carried Lammy's meal, milk replacement, in a soda pop bottle, capped by a black nipple. The March air was cold, and the yard light caught the mist of Joel and Jessica's breaths. A dim crescent moon hung low over the east hayfield. Otherwise, the night was black. "Here, Lammy," called Joel. opening the door to the barn, where the sheep are kept in the winter. The lamb sprang up from her warm straw bedding and sucked down the bottle in 30 seconds. Her mother had died, giving birth to her a week before. This may have been Joel's 33,000th trip to the barn, since he goes in and out of barns at least 10 times a day. Joel knows these farm buildings better than he knows his own bedroom. He surely spends more waking hours in them. He knows how to care for the animals they shelter, as well as he knows how to care for himself. Farming is Joel's world. Joel Holland has lived on this 245-acre farm since he was born 13 years ago. It is the farm of his ancestors. He lives in the house that his great-grandfather built. The land he helps his father and brothers is the land that his great-great-grandfather, James Holland, bought in 1860. James was an Irish immigrant. He drove a team of horses to plow the land and make it ready for corn. Now, 5 generations later, Joel plows the same land atop a tractor that has the power of 120 horses. The rich, black soil has been pampered by Hollands for over 120 years. Farming is Joel's heritage. The Holland farm is near Scales Mound, a tiny town of 400 people snuggled in the northwestern corner of Illinois. The land there is hilly, rolling in great waves. In fact, just a few miles away is the highest point in the state. Joel attends public school in Scales Mound, in a split-level brick building, with 235 other grade school and high school pupils. About half the students are farmers. This year, Joel will graduate from 8th grade and begin 9th, but his class will not get larger. Except for 3 foster children, who carn and left, Joel has been with the same 19 kids since 1st grade. I know every kid in practically the whole school, he says. Some of those guys in schools on TV don't even know the people in their own class. Joel is a good student, though reluctant to discuss it. Yeah, I guess I pull mostly grade A's, some B's.
Please like and subscribe YouTube channel Sohail, Imdad, to get updates on time.